Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's Doombot again, back with another deck profile here in Pennsylvania at the Eminence Wonder 7 One Piece 1K tournament, and I'm here with
Kris Wheelis.
And what'd you do today?
Went X and 1 today with Whitebeard.
Okay, let's get into the deck list.
Sure. So obviously I'm playing Whitebeard, greatest man alive. You know, 6K power, just so much better than every other leader in the format, right? Having them invested on to swing over. Also, negative effect, you have to take a life, but I get to draw 2 cards a turn is the way I see it. So, I mean, I end games with like 12 cards in my hand, so deck's pretty powerful.
Some might say overpowered.
Overpowered is definitely the term I would use. Going into the deck list, I started with Umami. So I'm on the Strawbeard variant. I know there's the Strawbeard Whitebeard debate. I just think Strawbeard is so cracked in what it can do. The power it pushes out is sort of just insane in this particular format. It answers a lot of the hardships that Whitebeard plays, right? Because you're more of an aggressive deck, killing their life, as opposed to something like Whitebeard where you're like waiting forever to try and just grind the game out. So Umami's a great searcher. Can search up my Radical Beam, search up my guard points to protect me, can search up my Rush Luffy's that we'll get to later, and a bunch of other counter power in the deck too.
Searches any card, not just characters.
Correct. So I can get those powerful events that you hate seeing in those matchups. Next, huge suite of 2Ks in the deck. Florotama, I'm playing red, I'm playing Otama. This card is insane in what it does. It's mostly a 2K counter. It does combo with a couple other cards in the deck list, but for the most part, this card keeps Whitebeard alive. Makino, kind of same concept. Really good at keeping Whitebeard alive, 2K counter, but also creates fun wins where nobody's valuing my Nami in play, and then I just play like 2 Makinos, give it plus 6K, put a couple Dawn on it, and then Nami becomes a very lethal threat when they're at no life left that they have to plan into counter out of from there. So kind of does double duty in the deck, pretty powerful. Continuing on, for Brook, again, 2K counter, searchable with Nami, which is valuable, so can continue to defend my board, protect my life total, and continue to drive there. Last 2K counter in the deck is I am on 3 of the promo Loafies. I think this is interchangeable. This can be Sanji's. I know some people like to play Sanji in the slot. I'm not all about taking my life extra. I know in some matchups it matters, but I'm already slowly drawing 2 cards a turn. I don't need to draw more. And I think my threat density is bigger that I'd rather use more 2Ks to counter out to protect my threats. So again, I never really playing these cards. You could, but I'm usually just using them as 2Ks. The removal in the deck is I'm on 4 Vistas. Again, this card is just insane in what it does. Being able to just kill the weak bodies on board, can combo with Otama to kill bigger things if I need to play. So if they go Okiku, I can just go for 4 Dawn, Okiku Vista, and then get that off of the board. Kind of whatever I need to do from there. I want 2 Robins as well. Searchable effect, same effect by Nami. We all know Robin from set 1. Card's just really good in what it does, being able to kill off these cheap Zoro blockers, which I think is one of the harder matchups because they're pressing you so aggressively. So just being able to answer those and keep their board clear is very important. The big fat vanillas in the deck. We're on 4 Luffy's, so this is kind of like the Atmos slot you see in Whitebeard. Again, just a big 4-drop 6K, 1K counter, but it's searchable off of Nami, so it's really good in that effect. Usable to both put pressure as well as to help protect those 6 cost swings into your leader. Everything said about Luffy can be said about Frankie. Same concept, just 4 cost 6K, big stat line, big body there. Kind of does what it does. Looking at the big boys in the deck though, 4 Rush Luffy. I think this is one of the main reasons you want to be playing Strawbeard right now. Just being able to on curve go 6, play Luffy, swing 6, put the pressure on them. Like you're removing their hand. You're playing against like Kinemon. They don't have a ton of counter power in their hand. You're over pressuring Zoros to clear their boards, keep their boards cleared. Ivankov too. They have 2 cards in hand normally. You're over pressuring their hand. So
unblockable. If you want.
Against the Borsalinos of the world. You just slap 2 Dawn on this thing and you go, that's cute. Enjoy your Borsalino. Swing over it. Just an insanely powerful card.
Yeah, I think I'm afraid of that card anytime I see red.
Yeah.
I just assume it's in there every time. I just always have to play it.
If you see a Nami, you need to be concerned about this card, right?
Okay.
Because this card can't exist until you. I actually won a game in my last round where I swung with my leader at my opponent. He had a Queen and a Borsalino in play. He didn't block, took his last life, and then I just played Luffy, slapped all my 5 Dawn on it, swung over him. He couldn't counter out of it. Yeah. So you just have to be very concerned, like that this card could come down and just end a game out of nowhere, right?
Use your blockers.
Use your blockers aggressively, yes. The next big boss in the deck is 3 Ace. This card is also insane. This is an insane follow-up to the Luffy. So you go Luffy and swing 6. You protect the Luffy with your plethora of 2K counters because, again, they're not swinging over it. And that also protects your life because they're not attacking your life. And then you just swing Ace, reduce their board, clear their board up, and then you get to still swing 6 on lead or whatever have you on there. So incredibly powerful. They try and play big blockers. Like you'll see like a lot of the Kinemon players playing like 7-drop kids and these larger scale blockers and like queens and Borsalinos. Just play it, shrink it, and then say it's now a chump blocker. It doesn't matter anymore, right? Can also combo with Vista for a 10 play.
Yeah.
Or if you have Robin in play, can also combo there as well to just clear boards and keep them clean. And then the big daddy of the deck, 4 Edward Nougats. This card is insane. Like, just being able to play this on curve, turn 9, 2 life left if you protected your life progressively, comes in, makes you an 8k for the turn, basically requiring even more Don from your opponent. Basically saying, in order to pressure life, they have to invest so many resources into their characters, they can't develop their board that turn, right? So it basically guarantees you almost that you're not taking damage that turn. And then being able to kill all those little blockers that come into play, combos with the Ace again, combos with the Otama, shrink their big boys, shrink their lower cost blockers, swing 12, and then just remove that blocker from the deck. Insanely powerful. This is the top end. I love this top end. This top end is your 3 boss monsters that will win you the game, and then the rest of this deck just supports getting to these games to win with these cards. Lastly, the events. 4 Radical Beam. This card is
staple
card. The fact that you can get this off of Umami and just push this to 10 out of nowhere for 1 Don is insane.
4K for 1 is already crazy.
Yeah, in OP1, Kaidos were playing it, but they had to reduce it Don. I just get to play this for free. It's just like insane. And then even like there's moments where the trigger comes up where I finally do hit me and take life, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, now he's 7 and your mass all thrown off for the turn. Like you can't get over this now. And then I am on 2 guard points. I do like guard points because of the 4 Nougats, being able to just continue to help and protect your life total. If you're going second and you get to 10 Don, you're able to hold up like one of these plus play the Nougat on the same turn, which just basically guarantees you that you're going to get into your next turn and be able to like annihilate them from the board.
Okay. And how did you feel about not playing choppers? Are you a fan or not a fan? Miss it? Don't miss it?
I didn't really miss the choppers. I don't think it's necessary. I think the 1 cost blockers in this format are kind of rough. They don't really, it has no counter power, so in my hand it's a dead card, so if I hit it off a life, I've literally just drawn a blank card that doesn't impact the board. And with Vistas, Seaquakes, Robins, there's just Okikus, Yamatos, there's just so many things that just get rid of these low cost blockers that I don't want to ever count on them being a blocker for my deck. I'd rather just use my leader's big power plus these 2Ks in my hand to hope, and events to push me over the edge.
Okay. All right. So in total, how was your whole tournament experience?
It was really good. I can tell you that my Namis found my Radical Beams and my opponents couldn't counter out of me.
Okay.
I think I countered a 22k swing out, and I was just like, nope, try again.
Sounds perfect. So would you do this tournament again?
I loved it. It was great. This Eminence events, they do great events. I came from the Magic side, but moved into One Piece, and they're just a great TO, and excited to see that they're moving into the One Piece scene. It was great.
Okie dokie. Any shout outs you want to give before we close out?
Again, just Eminence events. My friend Mitch, he also top forward. He helped me test a lot for the matchup. He played Kinemon. It was a good deck. But yeah, it was just a great event.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for doing the profile. Hope to see you at more events.
Absolutely. Take care.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye.